Every financial plan begins with a question, not about money, about time. How far ahead can a person see? And perhaps more importantly, how willing are they to prepare for a future they cannot predict? For some, finance becomes a pursuit of numbers. Markets rise, markets fall, headlines arrive, and attention follows the latest trend. But beneath all of that movement lies something quieter. A philosophy that believes lasting financial security is rarely built through dramatic moments. More often, it is the result of countless ordinary decisions made with patience, discipline, and consistency. That philosophy sits at the center of Jeremy Yono's work. Raised in Detroit, a city whose identity has long been shaped by resilience, reinvention, and entrepreneurship, Yono developed an early interest in economics and financial planning. The environment around him offered a constant reminder that prosperity is rarely permanent without preparation, and that rebuilding often begins long before visible results appear. Those ideas would come to define his professional approach. Rather than chasing short-term gains, his work emphasizes thoughtful planning, careful analysis, and sustainable wealth creation. Portfolio strategy, retirement planning, budgeting, business finance consulting, and risk management are not presented as isolated services. Instead, they become pieces of a much larger picture. Because financial planning is never only about investments. It is about decisions. Every budget reflects priorities. Every retirement plan reflects expectations. Every investment strategy reflects a person's relationship with uncertainty. That perspective has shaped Jeremy Yono Financial Planning, a Detroit-based firm focused on helping individuals and businesses pursue long-term financial stability through research-driven planning and practical guidance. Its philosophy remains remarkably consistent. Stability over speculation, preparation over reaction, knowledge over assumption. In an age where financial information is available almost instantly, information itself is no longer the challenge. Understanding it is. The modern financial world has become increasingly complex. Markets shift rapidly. Economic conditions evolve. Regulations change. Opportunities appear alongside new forms of risk. For many people, the greatest obstacle is not a lack of effort but a lack of clarity. And clarity rarely arrives by accident. It must be cultivated. That belief helps explain why education occupies such an important place within Yono's work. Rather than viewing financial knowledge as something reserved for professionals, he has consistently promoted the idea that informed clients make stronger long-term decisions. Not because they can predict the future, but because they can better prepare for it. Preparation has always been one of the quiet strengths of successful planning. The most important financial decisions are often invisible while they are being made. Saving consistently, managing expenses carefully, diversifying thoughtfully, avoiding unnecessary risk. These actions rarely attract attention in the moment. Over time, they shape entirely different futures. That commitment to accessible financial education recently expanded through the launch of an enhanced client resource platform designed to provide budgeting resources, retirement planning tools, and educational financial content within a centralized digital environment. On the surface, it is a technology initiative. In practice, it reflects something deeper, a recognition that financial planning does not begin and end inside scheduled meetings. People make financial decisions every day, at home, at work, while building businesses, while raising families, while preparing for retirement. Guidance becomes most valuable when it remains available between those moments. The platform was designed to complement, not replace, professional financial planning. Budgeting tools encourage users to evaluate spending habits, establish realistic goals, and build sustainable approaches to managing income and expenses. Retirement planning resources focus on helping individuals better understand saving strategies, income planning, and wealth preservation over the long term. Each resource serves a similar purpose, not to provide shortcuts, but to encourage thoughtful decisions. There is something quietly powerful about financial literacy. Unlike market conditions, it does not fluctuate. Unlike economic cycles, it does not disappear. Knowledge becomes an asset that continues to influence every future decision. That belief extends beyond individual households. Business owners face many of the same questions, only on a larger scale. Cash flow, budgeting, long-term planning, and sustainable growth all depend upon decisions made long before results become visible. Through business finance consulting and educational resources, the firm seeks to support organizations facing these challenges with practical information rather than unnecessary complexity. Across every service, a consistent pattern emerges: discipline, transparency, communication. Trust is rarely established through promises. It grows through consistency. The firm's conservative, research-driven approach reflects this principle by prioritizing stability, diversification, and long-term performance over rapid gains or speculation. Financial strategies are tailored to each client's goals, existing assets, and future obligations rather than relying on standardized solutions. That approach requires patience, perhaps more patience than modern finance often encourages. Yet history repeatedly reminds us that lasting progress is usually incremental. Whether building a business, managing investments, or preparing for retirement, meaningful outcomes often emerge from sustained effort rather than dramatic breakthroughs. The same principle applies far beyond finance. Confidence rarely appears before preparation. It usually follows it. Education has become an increasingly important extension of that philosophy. Jeremy Yono has expressed a strong interest in expanding financial literacy, particularly among young professionals, entrepreneurs, and underserved communities throughout the Detroit area. The belief is straightforward. Stronger financial knowledge creates stronger financial decisions. Better decisions contribute to greater economic resilience, and resilient individuals strengthen the communities around them. The enhanced client resource platform represents one step within that larger mission. By making budgeting tools, retirement planning resources, and educational materials easier to access, the initiative reflects an effort to reduce barriers to financial understanding while encouraging greater confidence in long-term planning. Technology, in this context, becomes less about convenience and more about accessibility, because information only creates opportunity when people are able to understand and apply it. Throughout his work, Jeremy Yono has emphasized that successful financial planning requires more than reacting to changing markets. It requires careful analysis, consistent decision-making, and a willingness to think years ahead rather than weeks ahead. That perspective feels increasingly relevant in a world where immediate results often dominate attention. It asks people to value preparation before certainty, to embrace discipline before reward, to recognize that sustainable growth is usually quieter than rapid success. Perhaps that is why financial planning ultimately becomes a reflection of something much larger than money. It reflects how people approach uncertainty itself. Whether building wealth, managing risk, planning retirement, or growing a business, every financial decision becomes an expression of values carried forward into the future. And so we return to the question that quietly opened the story. Every financial plan begins with time. Not because anyone can predict what tomorrow will bring, but because thoughtful preparation allows tomorrow to arrive with greater confidence than yesterday left behind.